Next up, we're going to build the screen that we'll use to add our note. So we're going to select the blank screen that we have in our app. We're going to go to Layout, and then we're going to go over to this Configs tab and give this blank screen a name. So I'm just going to change it to Add Note. And now we can get started adding components to our screen. So I'm going to go over to this panel over here, click the plus button next to Layout to open the component drawer. And the first thing that we're going to add is the keyboard avoiding view. This is important to have on the screen because we are going to have some text inputs on the screen. And so basically what the keyboard avoiding view does is it makes it so that the keyboard doesn't hide any of the content on the screen, and instead it will push the content up so it's still in view while you're typing. So I'm going to add that at the top. I'm going to select the keyboard avoiding view, and then I'm going to scroll back up to text, and then I'm going to select a view inside of there as well. And then I'm going to select the view, and then inside of the view, I'm going to scroll back up to the top. I'm going to go to the block section. I'm going to scroll down to fields. I'm going to add a text field solid. Next, I'm going to add a text area solid. And then I'm going to scroll back up and I'm going to add a button solid. Those are all the components we'll need for this screen, so we can close the drawer and then start configuring. So I'm going to start with the keyboard avoiding view. Now that we have the configs tab already open, I'm going to go ahead and change the keyboard vertical offset to 60. Then I'm going to go over to the styles tab. And then here we're going to go down to the sizing section and change the grow to 1. This ensures that the keyboard avoiding view spans the entire screen. And then once we've done that, I'm going to go to this justify section and select space evenly. And then next, I'm going to scroll down to this margins and padding section and add 16 points on each side, on the left and the right. Save, and then we're all set. And now we can move on to the text component. So I'm going to select that in the layer tree. While I'm in the styles tab, I'm going to change the font to headline 4. I'm going to change the align to center. I'm going to go over to this data tab and I'm going to change the text to add note, hit enter to save, and we're all set there. Next, I'm going to go down to this text field solid and I'm going to change the label to title. And then I'm going to go to the configs tab over here, and this part is very important. For the field name, you're going to set this to note with a lowercase n and title with an uppercase T. So the field name should match the columns in the Airtable base, so it's very important that these match, or else you might have trouble with your data submission. And then I'm going to go over and select the text area solid. And I'm going to go to this field name and I'm going to change this to note description, as I mentioned. And then I'm going to go to this data tab and I'm going to change this label to description. And then I'm going to select the button solid. And I'm going to change this text to just add, enter to save. Oh, I forgot to add some margin in between, so I'm going to go to the styles tab on the button while I have it selected. And then I'm going to add 16 points of margin at the top. And then I'm going to select this text area solid. And I'm going to add 8 points of margin at the top. And we have our add note screen finished. In the next video, we'll get started on how to submit data to our Airtable base, so stay tuned.